Hey everybody, it's David coming to you today from Delta Airlines between New York City and Dallas, Texas. Had to go up to New York today, and I actually have to go back up here tomorrow. Poor planning on my part. I'm not sure why I didn't just plan to stay over, but one trip was booked after the other one, and it was actually less expensive to go twice than to go once and stay. So that's what I'm doing. Um, I am in the process of grading. I just graded on the way up here, and I'm almost finished grading lesson 4 on bias this week. And a couple of things that just hit me like a ton of bricks here as it relates to the grading, and you'll take a look at these for some of you. Um, the first thing I wanted to again draw to your attention is every single paper you write should be in third person and not first person, unless the paper is about you. And so you cannot use I, me, us, and those in the papers. They are not conversational like discussion boards. Research papers are informational and instructional and not conversational. So you cannot use first person as a dialogue in those papers. So just make sure that you get that and you understand that, because I flagged that in a lot of your papers this week. If you have any questions on that, let me know. I've talked about this before, but again, the only time you write in first person is if the paper is exclusively about you. And most of the time when that happens, I will note that in the instructions. So write in third person, not first person, because if you think about it, if you're writing in first person as conversational, you're actually exhibiting bias in doing that. And as the reader reads it in first person, they're just thinking, well, that's David's opinion, it's not anybody else's opinion. So you're actually exhibiting what you're writing against that you're not supposed to do when you do that. Okay? Also remember, just because I ask your opinion on something does not give you license to write in first person. Because, again, I'm going to ask your opinion. That's your theory. You're going to develop a theory that you're going to place out there, and then you're going to support with your information. So just because I ask your opinion does not give you license to write in first person. You're only writing first person when the paper is about you. Okay? The second thing you're going to note this week for some of you is I threw out what I call the fact or opinion flag on many of your papers, and that was kind of my comment of choice this week. And fact or opinion is really what this lesson is really all about. It's part of bias as well. Sorry, the plane's getting a little bumpy here, so if I'm getting a camera shake, you'll understand. But fact versus opinion is very important, again, to be objective and to limit bias in writing. You cannot use in research writing definitive words like all, usually, will, must, unless you have a source to back it up. And so just make sure that you do not use those words unless your source said it that way, okay? If you do not have a source, don't use those words. Instead, use words that are not definitive. Better words for those would be some, may, could. Those types of words do not require a source because you're not being definitive in what you're saying. So, definitive words that are definite, have to have a source to back them up. Better words to use, non-definitive words, if you will, of some, may, could, do not require a source. Because if you use definitive words and don't have a source to back it up, again, you're demonstrating and exhibiting bias in your writing. Okay? So just make sure when you take a look at these and look at my comments this week, that you fully understand those, because that's a real key component of the learning for this week. All right? I'll be back home in Dallas tonight, be in New York again tomorrow. I'll leave Friday for Seattle and be there over the weekend. But as always, I'm totally accessible, so bounce me an email if you need to chat with me. All right? Take a look at the papers when they get them back. Make sure that you take a look at those, and if you don't understand anything, make sure you contact me, all right? Have a great rest of the week, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye.